Hey guys, Rod the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Starscream.
Riley, why are you doing this review again? Did you already do this review like 2 years ago and now it's gone? Explain yourself right now! Aren't you glad that I'm back? You're gonna see a lot more of this pretty face.
Yes, I hear your comments already, but if you have been on my channel for about maybe 2 years, you would know that I actually did a review on this guy and the Beast Hunter Soundwave, but I actually deleted those reviews a long time ago, maybe a year or something like that. I deleted those videos mostly because I was really insecure with myself. I did not really enjoy making those two videos. All the other videos 2 years ago, I really had a blast making. Especially the Shockwave review, really had a fun time with that. And then, I did, a nostalgic the series that went absolutely nowhere. I don't even know why I made those videos. You can go check those out if you are brain dead enough to watch them. But anyway, the reason why I deleted those is because I was really insecure and I did not really think that they were good enough to be on my channel. Nowadays, I just post whatever I feel like it and I don't care what people think. Actually, that's not true. Even if I say that I don't care what people think, I still care what people think in the back of my mind. It doesn't matter how I dress or anything, or even if I make a video, I'm still gonna, be a little insecure because of what I post. But, when it comes to videos, I don't care what people think. But, back in my mind, I'm like, oh, what is people gonna think? Other than that, enough rambling about insecurities and stuff. I deleted those reviews because, insecurities, and I didn't think it was good enough to be on my channel. So, I was digging around my Transformers box because I was like, alright, let's see what we got in here. So I was looking around and I saw this guy and I was like, alright, I want to do a review on this guy. Because I'm actually rewatching Transformers Prime at the moment, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a fantastic show. I forgot how good it was. I remember watching a couple episodes on TV a long time ago, and I was like, alright, bet. I didn't really think much of it. But rewatching it, I really think that it's up there with Transformers Animated. That's how good it is. If you guys have not seen Transformers Prime, I highly recommend it. Great story, great characters, great animation, sometimes. But other than the, some poorly animated human characters, I still really think that it's a really ahead of its time, to be honest. And the characters, especially, the classics like Megatron, Soundwave, Shockwave, Starscream, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, I really think that they really updated those designs, but staying true to, the G1 counterparts, instead of, being too overly detailed and stuff like that. And I say this again, if you're designing a character or you're reintroducing a character into a main state, so to speak, I don't know if that makes sense, but if you're designing a character, keep it as simple as possible. I mean, you can add some detail to your character or whatever, but keep it as simple as possible because simple is really keen to the eye and it really catches people's attention and it's really memorable and you can, make merch out of it if you're doing that type of stuff. Or if you're, kind of redesigning something, you kind of want to take aspects from what you're, kind of redesigning from. That's what Transformers Prime did. They took aspects from the G1 counterparts like Soundwave, kind of classic look, but they kind of, made him, faceless and all that stuff. But he's still kind of true to his original design. Same with Megatron, he has like the fusion cannon and, the bucket head and all that stuff. But he's more updated and more, kind of angular with spikes all around him and stuff. And Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime and Bumblebee is, Michael Bay Bumblebee, but, simpler form. And Starscream, to be honest, I was not a big fan of his design. I was more into the Michael Bay look, and then after that, after I got a brain, I was like, alright, I really do enjoy the G1 design of Starscream. And then I rewatched Transformers Prime not too long ago, and I'm like, alright, I still think that this is a great looking design. And I forgot who voiced Starscream. I'll probably put a picture of him or whatever. But he did a fantastic voicing Starscream. He really has like a sinister and scheming voice, but he can also turn into a complete coward. So it kind of switches that, which I really do like, where, you know, Starscream's all scheming and stuff like that. But he's, you know, when Megatron's about to beat his ass, he's like, oh god, no. And then he's like, I didn't almost betray you, Lord Megatron, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, enough rambling about Transformers Prime and how awesome it is. Let's take a look at the actual figure itself, because that's what you guys clicked on this video for, isn't it? So here's the toy. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is actually not the original figure from Transformers Prime. This was in line with Season 3 of Transformers Prime, also known as Beast Hunters, where they introduced Predaking. Predaking? I think that's his name? Yeah, Predaking. And everybody was really nuts about it. So basically, they basically kind of redesigned their older models of Starscream and all that stuff, and they added some, you know, more design features and more color aspects to the, you know, the remodels and stuff like that. Soundwave is more in line of what his original toy looked like. Starscream, not so much, and I don't know about Megatron and all that stuff, but looking here, since this is my, you know, my only Transformers Prime figure of Starscream, that is, I think that this is a fantastic figure overall. I really do like it. I wasn't a big fan of, you know, like the big, you know, color changes and all that stuff, but it's grown on me since then. Even though the toy line doesn't make really much sense because, you know, because they have the same character designs throughout the show. So when Season 3 rolled around, they're like, all right, we got to make more money. So let's, you know, let's like rehash the old design and, you know, put some more paint and, you know, aspects on it. But that doesn't mean it's bad in any way. And as you can see, the colors here, instead of, you know, having like, you know, the grayish blue and stuff like that, it's more tan and more silver and a lot of more yellow and stuff like that. There is some silver around here, but, you know, it's more, you know, more detailed and stuff like that. So taking a look at the head sculpt is pretty much the same as what I can tell. But if you can see, he's actually missing his eye there. I don't know if that's like, I think that's just paint that just came off, and you can see that he has no eye, but he does have really nice, you know, kind of purpley eye. I wish it was red. Then you can and then you see his, like, you know, little unicorn horn is what I call it. Very nice. But there is some, you know, yellow aspects there, which wasn't on the original figure. And then, you know, you have the shoulder plates here. And, you know, you got the Decepticon logo very nicely painted. And I forgot how long I had this figure, but there is barely any paint chipping on this, so that's really good. Most Transformer figures that I have in my Transformer bucket is what I call it. There's a lot of paint chipping and a lot of missing parts and stuff like that, but Starscream and somewhat Soundwave has, you know, minimal paint chipping and minimal damage. But yeah, it's really great. Very minimal damage on here, except for, like, you know, the back there, but that's a little scuffed up, but that's fine. And I don't know how much detail is actually, you know, implicated, or is different from the original figure, so if I get something wrong, please don't yell at me in the comments. And, you know, got really nice detail there. Very nice. And, you know, on the back here, some people complain about the back. I was a little disappointed about the back, but, you know, it's not too bad. I still don't like this black, you know, I don't even know what this is, black thing. People put it down like that, but that just makes them look, you know, not really great. But if you leave it like that, it's kind of like, it makes it a little more slimmer than, you know, having it like that for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even know why that's here, to be honest. And you can't really fold it all the way down, so I just leave it like that. And, you know, the wings here, people flip the wings on this side, but I like, you know, the wings having it like this, so it's more, you know, show accurate, I guess. And then you can see his missiles here, which are in line with the show as well. I don't know if these are remolded or just recolored or anything like that. Have no idea. But yeah, they do come off, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, very nice. Nice details for the fingers as well. Really nice. And, you know, you got the heels there. Good stuff like that. Knee guard there. But before we get into the transformation, or articulation, I should say, we're going to talk about his accessory. And so this is, all the Beast Hunter figures, they all came with a certain weapon or a trapper or something like that. Soundwave came with a net, I think. No, just a missile. I can't remember what he came with. I think it was a net. And this is, Starscream comes with a little grabber here with a little saw blade in the middle. And, you know, you can plug it into his arm here, or his hand, I'm sorry. You can plug it into his hand. But that is really oversized, in my opinion. That is just really oversized. It's too big. It's just too big. If it was a smaller, if it was a smaller, it would work pretty well. But the fact is that it's way too big. It just doesn't really work. And if you're not using it, you can store it on the back if you really want to. So if you're not in use, then you can, put it on the back. It's a little wide. It makes the backpack a little too wide. And, just the size. It's just too big. But weapon storage, no matter how, laughable or, how, stupid it looks, it's always appreciated in my book because most Transformers figures, they don't have weapon storage. So, you don't really have anywhere to put it. But, you can just put it on his back or you throw it in a dirty Ziploc bag if you're that crazy or whatever. And the missiles here, do come off, so I guess you consider that an accessory if you're stupid, but, whatever. But let's get into the articulation. The articulation on this figure is pretty awesome. I really do like it. There's a lot of articulation. You can really get into some really crazy poses, but we'll get to that right now, actually. So he does have a ball joint at the head, and he does have a hinge joint at the neck, so he does have, like, a little chicken head there. And he can look up really far, and he can look down really far because of the ball joint and the hinge joint at the neck. So you can get some really great poses with the head. He does have a ball joint at the shoulder there, or at the arm, so he can do a 360 rotation if the wings weren't in the way. And there's no way to actually, get a 360 rotation with the arm without, moving the wings, and the wings can't really do anything. Well, you can do it like that, but even then, it's still in the way. Flip up these things again. There we go. And what's really sad is that the backpack doesn't tab in for some reason. So when you move the wings, it just kind of flops around. I wish it tabbed in, but back to the articulation. And it can move in and out because it is on a ball joint. The shoulder pads are on hinge joints. These just move out of the way when you're, moving, because the missiles are so long that if you put this down and you're trying to move it, it's just going to pop off. So those are on hinge joints. Then you do have a ball joint at the elbow here, so you can get a lot of rotation there, and a bend at the elbow, and just a wrist swivel. Nothing too crazy there. No hinge joint, no nothing. And no waist. So there's no waist, obviously, because what can you do? Just forget about the waist, to be honest. Then you do, then he can kick that far, and it can move back that far. The backpack, yet again, gets in the way of the articulation again. Then it does have a thigh swivel, a pretty decent spread. The thigh, I guess, guards, or whatever you want to call them, get in the way of that. And he does have a pretty high knee joint here. And they are very soft ratchet joints. And I'm surprised that these joints are still, sort of tight for the age of this figure that I've had it. And the ratchet joints are not too loose, so I can do that. That is great. And the knee guards here are on hinge joints as well. And you can, the toes are, or the heel is, the heel here is on a hinge joint, and the foot itself is also on a hinge joint, but that's more for the transformation. And first, before we get into the transformation, can we just take a second to admit that Starscream is totally gay? Alright, he is totally gay, no question about it. And if you don't agree with me, look at this scene, okay? Look at this scene and tell me with a straight face that he is not gay. Tell me right now, I swear, tell me with a straight face. If you don't, if you get a little smirk and you're like, oh, maybe, then you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Other than that, let's move into the transformation. So what you want to do is that you want to detach the missiles here, because those are going to get in the way. And then for the shoulders here, you kind of want to just kind of leave them where they were before, and that just tabs in there. And it's a very tight hinge joint. And then you want to untab this you want to fold the backpack out, right? Then you kind of want to move here, put the head down. We'll get to these here. Whoops. Then you want to flip up this down, turn these wings around, flip them into place, and get that black thing there. And there is a tab there. Where's the tab? It should be right. Oh, there's no tab. What? There was a tab. I literally saw a tab. I don't know where's the tab. Where's the tab? Oh, hold on. So you kind of want to use these butterfly joints. The figure does have butterfly joints. I forgot to mention that. Then you kind of want to just kind of leave them there for a second there. Then you want to flip up. Wait, hold on. I think I did this wrong. Oh, hold on. There you go. You just kind of want to... Wait, what the hell? What am I doing? What the... Oh! How stupid of me. This is a waste of time. Okay, so you want to flip up this. That's how you do it. Then you flip the backpack around like so. There we go. And then the tabs here, when you're moving the arms, like so, you spin them around. Then there's a tab here and a little slot there where the wings actually plug in so they don't flop around when you're transforming it. So that's great. And then there's another tab here on the arm and another little slot there, and you just want to push those in so it locks the arms into place. And it's a little tricky, but it's doable. It's doable. And you kind of want to make sure that the hands are nice and tucked in so they're not poking out of the sides there. There we go. Then for the legs here, you want to flip up this entire section here. Then you want to flip these flip the legs around, and then you can plug this tab into that slot on the arm, move it like that. Then do the exact same thing on the other side here. Take the missiles back, and there's more tabs and more slots that you just want to do like so. Very nice. Very nice. And then you want to flip out this landing gear, and you have Starscream in his jet mode. And it's not supposed to be a realistic jet, but even then, it's somewhat, show accurate. Somewhat show accurate. The silhouette right here is like fairly screen accurate. But as you can see, the legs here are a little tricky here because they're a little wide, so they kind of stick out a little bit, but it's not too annoying. But you can definitely see that it's extremely thick. So a little too thick, to be honest. Maybe it's just these thick thighs here, but it's a little too thick. But even then, it's a very slender jet. Then you can see the cockpit there, which is not painted. Well, it's painted purple, and I still don't see why this is needed. And I do like how the heels and the foot actually become like thrusters here. And there's another thruster up there, but these are kind of like the main two big thrusters, so that's pretty cool. And you got the missiles there, so they're just on the side there, very nice. And the landing gear, also very nice. But bringing back the giant claw grabber weapon thing, and if you remember that I said that in the robot mode, you can actually plug this weapon into his back. But since it's so big and it's so wide, you can't actually plug it in so it's facing forward like that. I mean, there's another tab here where you could possibly stand it up like that, but that sticks out like a sore thumb, obviously, so there's no point to it. And you can't plug it into these holes here, on the arms here, and if you do, that makes the jet so much thicker, and he looks like he's carrying around a bomb, so he's just gonna drop it and, explodes. So, it's kind of weird. So I don't see why this is actually here. But the landing gear, moves. The wings are plugged in, but then you could adjust them if you untap that, but I don't know why you would untap those wings. But fairly accurate jet mode. I really do like the jet mode. I feel like it's a great little vehicle here, even though that it's not totally screen accurate, but, you know, I don't really mind it. I think that it's a fairly nice jet mode and stuff like that. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye guys.